New tropical depression, if you haven't heard. It's a tropical depression number 5, about 2,300 miles away from southwest Florida. Nothing to be concerned about in the short term, but it's a system that's going to be moving toward the Caribbean and likely going to get stronger here over the next couple of days. Could become a tropical storm by sometime tomorrow. Could become a possible hurricane by maybe the later portion of the weekend beginning of next week. Now, it would only be a Category 1 hurricane, but that forecast track has you sitting up and taking notice. Anytime you have a tropical system that's moving toward the Caribbean and one that's expected to strengthen, it's obviously something southwest Florida needs to keep a very close eye on. Right now, the winds are at 35 miles per hour. It's moving at a pretty good clip to the west-northwest at about 18 miles per hour. Now, as it gets out into the Caribbean, it may get caught up in a weakness and may start to make a bit of a turn toward the state of Florida. All the computer models, all the reliable ones, in agreement as far as the general forecast track goes. Obviously, a few of them keep it over the island of Cuba, which obviously would not necessarily be a bad thing as far as southwest Florida goes, because anytime you get a tropical system that's over land, especially an area of land like the mountainous terrain of Cuba, it would be a system that would probably disorganize as opposed to maybe intensifying. However, there's a lot of warm water out there in the Caribbean, and what we're going to be watching is what happens middle portion of next week, because if this is going to be a system that affects southwest Florida, that's when we need to be concerned. The low pressure system, tropical depression, tropical storm, or hurricane, whatever it is, moves generally toward Cuba, and then if it decides to take a turn toward Florida, we have two things that we think are going to help us. First is the fact that it could be close to Cuba, and the second thing is the fact that upper level winds will be strong.